The red Ferrari rolled into the glass-walled headquarters of Ardentiz Motors like royalty arriving at a palace, its engine coughing, sputtering, and then dying in front of the entire executive parking bay. Employees froze. Phones came out. Engineers whispered. Because this wasn't just any Ferrari, it belonged to CEO Elara Vaughn, the youngest female CEO in the country's automotive industry, a woman known for firing executives for a single mistake and replacing entire departments without blinking. Her heels clicked against the marble floor as she stepped out of the car, eyes burning with fury. "Get me every engineer. Now," she snapped. Within minutes, the company's top mechanical minds surrounded the car, PhDs from Germany, Italy, Japan, engineers who had built engines for Formula One teams, designers who had worked on hypercars worth millions. They opened the hood, plugged in diagnostic tools, scanned codes, ran simulations, whispered in confusion. 1 hour passed. 2 hours. 3. Sweat rolled down their faces. The ECU isn't responding. The fuel injection system is locked. The hybrid battery module isn't syncing. The software is corrupted. The mechanicals are perfect but the brain is dead. Excuses filled the air. Elara's patience didn't. "So you're telling me," she said coldly, "that the best engineers in the country can't fix one car?" Silence. One engineer finally spoke. "Ma'am, it needs Ferrari specialists from Italy." Her eyes darkened. "Call them." The call was made. The specialists arrived the next day by private jet. They examined every component, replaced modules, reprogrammed systems, ran factory resets. Nothing. The Ferrari remained dead. Now the humiliation was public. News outlets arrived. Headlines spread, "CEO's supercar defeats world's best engineers." Employees whispered that Elara's reputation was cracking. Rage consumed her. She was about to order the car scrapped when a quiet voice spoke from the back. "Ma'am, may I look at it?" Everyone turned. It was Ryan, a junior mechanic. Not an engineer. No degree. No lab coat. Just oil-stained hands and a worn uniform. People laughed. One executive scoffed. "This is not a village bike, kid. It's a Ferrari." Elara glared at him. "Do you even understand what you're asking?" Ryan met her eyes calmly. "Yes, ma'am. And I know why it won't start." Silence crashed over the room. Engineers stared. The Ferrari specialists laughed. Elara stepped closer. "You have 5 minutes," she said. "If you waste my time, you're fired." Ryan opened the driver's door, sat inside, closed his eyes, and listened. He turned the key. The engine coughed. He smiled. "It's not a software problem," he said. "It's not mechanical either. It's electrical interference." He opened the hood, pulled out a tiny black module hidden behind the wiring harness. "This aftermarket tracker is leaking current into the ECU. It's frying the signal before it reaches the ignition system." Engineers froze. "That's impossible," one whispered. Ryan unplugged it. He reconnected 2 wires manually. "Try now." Elara turned the key. The Ferrari roared to life. The sound echoed like thunder. Phones fell. Mouths dropped open. Silence exploded into chaos. Elara stared at the dashboard in disbelief. Then she looked at Ryan. "Who are you?" And that question would change the entire company forever. The room stayed silent as the Ferrari's engine purred smoothly, perfectly, like a sleeping beast. Elara Vaughn slowly stepped out of the car, her expression unreadable. Every engineer, executive, and specialist watched her face, waiting for anger, for pride, for arrogance, but what appeared instead was something no one had ever seen before on her face: respect. She walked toward Ryan. "Say your name again," she said. "Ryan," he replied. "Just Ryan." She studied his hands, scarred, burned, rough. "Where did you learn this?" He hesitated. "My father ran a roadside garage. No scanners. No computers. Just ears, wires, and instincts. I learned to listen to engines before I learned to read." The Ferrari specialists were silent. One of them finally spoke. "He's right. That tracker model was recalled in Europe. It causes signal interference in hybrid ECUs." Shame filled their faces. Ilara turned to her executives. "You hired degrees," she said. "But you ignored intelligence." Then she looked back at Ryan. "How much do you earn?" "Enough to eat," he replied honestly. She nodded slowly. "From today, you are head of Diagnostics." Gasps filled the room. "And you will build a team of mechanics, not engineers, people who understand machines, not just machines on screens." Applause broke out. But Ilara wasn't done. "And this Ferrari," she said, placing the keys in Ryan's hand, "is yours for a month. I want you to understand what you saved." His hands shook. "Ma'am, that's not a gift," she said. "That's trust." News spread across the industry within hours. Mechanic outsmarts engineers, saves CEO's Ferrari. Ardentis Motors stock rose. Productivity doubled. New training programs were launched. Engineers began learning from mechanics. And Ilara Vaughn changed. She started listening. Not just to data, but to people. Ryan became a legend inside the company, not because of titles, but because of humility. And the Ferrari? It never failed again. Because the greatest machines don't need the smartest computers. They need the wisest hands. The applause faded, but the weight of what had just happened did not. Ryan stood there holding the Ferrari keys like they were something fragile, something unreal, while the room slowly emptied around him. Engineers avoided his eyes. Executives whispered behind tablets. For the first time in years, hierarchy inside Ardentis Motors had cracked, and everyone could feel it. Ilara Vaughn dismissed the crowd with a single raised hand and gestured for Ryan to follow her. They walked through corridors lined with awards, innovation trophies, patents framed in gold, photos of Ilara shaking hands with world leaders. She stopped in front of a glass door marked Executive Lab, restricted. No mechanic had ever been allowed inside. "Everything we design ends here," she said quietly.